Here's another technique for dealing with knots. Here's the first one. Still there. Here's the second one that I was just kind of making a point about. I've dug it quite a way. I've dug it down past the pit and onto the other side. You see it still remains, right? It lumps out on the back. It's called like a shadow, knot shadow or whatever. This spot will always retain a little bit of that. It's just part of how cool it is, but working it just requires a little bit of care. So this first one is still here, and I can show you another technique, one which I kind of just went through on this one, but it's where you can see this is far too thick, right? This is out towards the end. It's 2/3 the size of my thumb. It has to be much, much thinner than that, so I've got a lot of room here to take off all the way along. The thickest that I'll want it to be is, you know, an inch, maybe 9/8. What I'm going to do here is isolate that knot and then cut it off. All this material is on its way anyhow. Instead of, you know, taking too much time to do this real roughing out stuff, instead I just want to get rid of it. Because honestly, I take way too much time making these things. I read about guys who turn out bows that are nicer than mine in, you know, a weekend, and I sometimes wonder, well, how the hell do they do that, and how can I do it too? It's just a matter of taking less time with things. And, you know, that sounds wrong, but after all, it's not a rocket to the moon, is it? The main thing is that when you get to close enough and you tacking away at a knot and having a sudden breakout could compromise the final bow, the draw weight that you want, then you stop there. But right here, where it's, you know, 1 3/4 thick, I've got nothing but room. And by getting rid of it this way, cutting this knot away through the bottom just with a saw, and all that effort that you put into carving away at all that wood is saved, and all you do is just cut it off. You hardly touch any of them. Once it's sticking up now, like a 1/2 inch or something like that, it's got a long way to go. There's a knot right at the very end. So the grain goes, it's actually thinner here now than it is here. Concentrate a little bit out here. There we go. And you can see the growth ring is just stacked right on top of each other, and you can see where you're at. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it for there. Shouldn't have to say it, but you can see where my hand is. I'm not cutting this way. Much better. see I've quickly reduced that in, I don't know, the last half an hour or something and that includes, you know, making these videos. The right here in the middle or so, which is kind of represents the initial thickness I was dealing with. The thing is, you know, almost as deep as my whole thumb, and that could be a good solid double riser grip. I'm not going to make this bow that way. It's going to be full cup and spend English longbow style, and therefore it's going to be much thinner and narrower. Maybe the middle will be about that thick. You can see how much thicker it gets. So there's quite a bit of work to do, but I think I've found a beautiful way to go nice and fast, speed this process up, and start putting out some more good stuff.